So this is the very first TUF Gaming desktop from Asus. It's tiny, it's compact. The idea is that it's really price conscious. It goes up to a 5060 Ti. It's got a dual in there, and it's supposed to be really simple for somebody who just wants to get a pre-built gaming desktop and put it on their computer and just play some games. But unfortunately, there is a problem. That is not a desktop class motherboard with a desktop grade CPU. That is actually a mobile processor. Inside there is actually the Intel Core i7-13620H mobile processor. Because it is in a desktop, it does have access to cooling that is above what you would get, obviously, in a mobile situation. So copper heat pipes, coming to actually a 90 millimeter fan solution here for the AIO. And yeah, you kind of see the conundrum here. This is a proprietary motherboard with a mobile CPU. You can replace the DDR5 modules. There's 2 slots, though it is populated with only 1 right now. And you get access to not only one NVMe SSD, you actually get a second one right here. It took me a little bit to understand what the hell this little standoff was here for, and then I realized, oh, this is for a 2280 M.2 SSD. So, you get some options there. The power is supplied by the ATX 12VO standard, so that is actually pretty efficient, so that is interesting. And Asus tells me they decided to do this because for most users, especially at this class level, that this CPU is going to be more than adequate, especially with this cooling for most gaming scenarios. While I'd actually tend to agree with them, with caveats here and there, they're saying the biggest thing is to hit price-conscious budgets. To be able to say, hey, you know what, if you don't want to spend a lot of money, but you still want to get a lot of performance, that having this solution is a good option. The problem is the pricing right now in the US market is $1,299, so $1,300 for this solution, which is unfortunately not saving you that much money over any other pre-built kind of scenario out there with 5060 Ti options. I looked up on Newegg before we shot this, and you can get something with a 5060 Ti and a socketable desktop part for maybe $100 more, maybe $200 depending on the configuration that you're going for, and that gives you way more flexibility and way more upgradability. So I personally don't know if I would recommend a situation like this because, once again, you're locked into it. It's a mobile solution. You don't really have a ton of options. Say if you end up wanting to swap out the GPU later on, and you might hit some CPU bottlenecks, well, guess what? The CPU soldered onto the motherboard. But how many people actually do swap out CPUs? I know it is a nice-to-have thing, but for people who just want to play some games and not worry about specs and features and swapping out GPUs and installing new stuff, this might actually be a good solution. I don't know. I'm curious to hear what you think. I'm of two minds about this because I completely understand what Asus is trying to do here. But this is not something that I would probably get or offer to like my friends and family for a lot of the reasons that I said earlier. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Maybe there is something that you could see a use case for this, and it'd be completely fine with buying something. Either way, let me know down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit subscribe for more PC hardware videos. And watch the next video from Computex. It's right here. Just go ahead, just click it.